Hey guys, it's operations time. Happy Friday. We're going to be running a train out to the new section over there in Orange. Let's get fired up over here. This will be a little bit of a operation slash layout update here. All right, let's head on out. So like I said, it's going to be a little bit of a layout update too. We'll take a look at the new section there. We're basically going to be running out and just dropping off the first set of cars. There's not one car over there, but I figured we'll just give it a little test run here, get some cars on the new section, and you can kind of see what it's going to look like. I got a few palm trees stuck here and there, and a couple of stand-in buildings. What do we got here? 1, 2, 3 box cars, 3 hoppers, and then another 2 box cars. I figure that should be enough to at least populate the location there. And of course, while we're running out through the layout, we're going to have to go all the way around through the layout, over past Anaheim down there, come through our little cubby hole over here, and you can see I've got the bridge back in place over there, and got the turnouts all set to go straight down the main line over here. I still don't have the switches for the 2 tortoises over there in place. Well, the tortoises are in place. I got to finish up doing the wiring for my switches right there, which I was going to do this morning, but I got tied up with some other stuff. Anyway, while we're running out here, you can see we've got our makeshift bridge over here over the Santa Ana River, and then we've got a couple of little stand-ins over here. This is going to be Westpac, where we'll be dropping off our hopper cars, and just took some of my palm trees, kind of stuck them around to symbolize where the trees are going to be. You can see this is what the location looks like. Westpac got cars going underneath a little conveyor belt of some sort. Here's the better shot of it right there. And so we'll have stuff like that right over here. We'll be dropping cars off. And we kind of scoot down here. I'll give you the big picture here. We got a big, Black Rifle Coffee Company building over here. Maybe that's actually what I'll call the building that's over here, since it's not a rail-serviced industry. And then we got a street coming down here. You can see my little marked off area, and unfortunately I ran out of boxes. Otherwise I would have put one over here. And this is going to be the FXI facility right there, and you can see they get cars all the way down at the end there, tank cars. Although we're gonna do box cars for today. I don't know, we'll see. I should have taken some tank cars in. And while we're running out, there we go. We made it all the way around. No issues. Everything's all powered up over there, track wise. We start heading out into the new section here. One little thought right here where that palm tree is here. I think I might do another little bridge or something right over here, just to kind of give it a little scenic divide between this location and obviously the yard right here. Now, as silly as this sounds, this is probably one of the best locations that or at least I'm more excited about, is right where I've got all my ties sitting here. There's going to be a building here, and this is the actual location right over here. You can see it's got kind of let me just silence that guy a little bit. Got a blue building over there, and a big pine tree right here, and the track right over there is coming across basically where we're sitting. So we're sitting right in right at the street right there, and there's pine needles all in the track and everything. That's what I'm going to be doing right here. I'm actually very excited for that little scene. As silly as that sounds. Now, as usual, I haven't really planned this. I just picked a bunch of cars and said, all right, let's see how we're going to do this. So we've got 2 box cars, or 3 box cars right there. I think we'll shove those back in to our background facility here, which I haven't even looked, but that track all the way in the back right there. We'll be doing that one first to get rid of some of these box cars here. Let me set the camera down and get you guys a good view. And then I think we're going to have to do a runaround and shove back one more box car into one of our other background facilities. So we'll pull up here as far as we can. Jump back here, give you a bigger view. If I can set the camera down. We think right there is good. I'm going to go ahead and adjust the camera just a little bit here. There we go. Let's see, we're dropping off 2 cars here, so I'm just going to say it's these 2 guys right here. Like I said, this is more of a little, let's just get some cars over here and do a little shakedown. I can't wait to get some background over here. As you know, I use my little printed out backgrounds for the mountains there that I've used in the rest of the layout. I think what I'm going to do though this time, I think I'm going to go a little bit better quality, because that is usually just printed out on my inkjet printer, but I think I'm gonna try to get it printed on some better paper with like either at Walgreens does printing like that. They do kind of like the poster size. We'll come over here, take a look at how everything's looking. This is generally what's going to be happening here. We'll back up over here, drop these 2 guys off, then we got to pull everything else a little bit forward, I think. We'll see. Like I said, I haven't planned this out, but this is a good little test of how maybe some of the operations are going to run over here. Because, we've got trailing point spurs, and we've got a mix of, stop over there. I'm not even paying attention to where the track ends. Over there. All right, we're good. Let's cut these guys off here. But I was going to say we got a mix of trailing and facing point spurs, which should make it interesting. Now this whole area right here is actually going to be, again, it's sort of like a scenery divide between the 2 main industries. Westpac over there, and we're going to have a street over here, and there's going to be some wooded area here, and then, facility, or this, Black Rifle Coffee Company is going to have more, parking lot, all kinds of good stuff right here. We'll see how it works out. I'm always looking at how things are going to look when we have the videos. When I'm doing videos here, so I want to have something that looks, photogenic. We got our first drop-offs done. We'll grab our cars here, and it's this little section right here, sort of in between the tracks. I've actually got 2 of them the way it sort of worked out with my planning here. But we've got, a little V shape between these tracks and another V shape between these tracks with the actual road going in between it. And that's sort of what I'm trying to do over here. I'm trying to replicate what the real deal looks like right here. There is a V shape right here. I'll stop right here and I can point this out. So this is actually the main line. And then there's a trailing point spur where they drop cars off. and then continue on through the rest. But there's also a trailing point that comes on the other side of this little V shape of trees. And that's what we're looking at over here. And you can see it actually comes down this way and it goes into an industry that is no longer serviced. But that's sort of the look that I was going for with these two little areas here, just to kind of get it looking sort of the same way. Alright, let's get back to work over here. Let's grab our cars. We'll pull in the rest of the cars here. What do we got here? 6 cars. We'll see how they fit in our runaround over here. Should be pretty good. You know, this end of the layout here is a couple feet shorter than the other sections, so even though the track plan is generally similar, it's a little bit, you know, smaller, a little bit more compact, which will add to the sort of variety here. So it's, even though the track plan might be similar, the operations will be different. Keep it going right there. Go the right way, Mr. Rick there, Engineer Rick. Come on. We'll come across the street here. We'll head back around, do our run around, get rid of that one other boxcar, and then we'll figure out what else we're going to be doing. And you can see I got to kind of reach around over here and get those turnouts back there, which is why I think I'm going to be doing the manual turnouts. The manual, you know, on the fascia, you know, I forgot what they're called. There's Blue Point, I think, or I might just come up with my own little method for doing that. But it would be kind of nice to have something on the fascia over here that you can activate these turnouts here without having to reach in there over the scenery, because like I said before, the scenery here is going to be a little bit taller, with the buildings sort of blocking the background there. Alright, so the plan here, we'll do our run around, and that brown T-box right there, boxcar, we'll shove that one into the other facility over there. Ooh, you gotta stop over here. Somebody didn't put that turnout the right way the last time I was doing some testing here. I know it doesn't look like much right now, just a couple of little trees and, you know, toilet paper rolls, but hey, you gotta start somewhere. Now my plan here is to be a little bit more, what should I say, a little bit more craftsman-like about the buildings that I put over here. You know, all the other buildings that I've had in the other sections of the layout, they are just foam board, super glued together, that sort of thing, with Google Street View facades, you know, glued to them. But I want to try to do a little bit higher quality, going through the buildings over here. Now that I've got a little bit more time on my hands. So that's the plan here, is to instead of just having sort of my mock-ups, which all those buildings and the rest of the layout, they were initially kind of thought of just to be temporary mock-ups until I had time to really make better facsimiles or better structures and stuff like that. So that's still the plan over there, but I figured while we're going to be, we got to get buildings in here, so I'm not going to waste time doing more sort of mock-ups similar to what I've had in the other location. I'm just going to go straight right into, scratch building and that sort of thing. Maybe using some kit parts and pieces to get the buildings on this section, especially with Westpac there, because like you said, or like you can see over here, there's all sorts of little silos and things like that, and should be looking nice. It'd be a little bit more difficult to maybe scratch build other than my toilet paper rolls over there. Now the interesting thing over here, you can see that the spur just crosses the street here. You can see the green lines there in between the palm trees. So there's the street. And I was going to continue this on all the way to the end over here, but I'll go ahead and get rid of this boxcar right there. I think I'm going to leave it as is. There's just going to be like a maybe 1 or 2 car spot right here. For an industry, because if you remember way back when I started planning this whole little thing, we're going to have initially staging running behind that section all the way to the corner there, but eventually what we're going to have is we're going to be going up to a second level. So way back there in the corner over there, we're going to go through the background, and then there'll be staging, but then we'll have a track that climbs all the way up and around, and by the time it gets over to here, it'll be doing a loop, and we will have a second level right here. And so this little portion right here is kind of going to be covered up with the second level, and so I don't want to be having to reach down inside here to screw around with placing cars right over there. So I figure that's good enough for right there. The track ends right there, just across the street. The rest of it's not serviced, and we've just got one industry right there. That way I don't have to finagle, having a second level here that would cover up that background right there. All right. Oh boy, this is going to be interesting here. Let's see. Now, here's the fun part. So we've got 3 hopper cars. These 3 hopper cars are going to be going to Westpac over here. So we got to be on the other side of them. Those 2 box cars are going to go all the way down here to our imaginary FXI facility. So, yeah, how are we going to do this? I guess I could just leave the hoppers right there for now, because if I just shove everything back in here, there isn't enough room, I think, between the end right here and our incoming turnout right here. I don't think we could fit everybody in there. And then do a runaround here on our runaround at the fascia. Although, on second thought, what the heck? We'll try it. I think we can. Well, we'll figure it out. Like I said, I didn't plan this, but we're going to do it this way. One of the interesting things about this area is that you might say, wow, you're kind of shoving back quite a bit. But that's actually the way it is in the real world. If you take a look at the Google Maps location there, the runaround is actually way down here, over on sort of just past the Santa Ana River, and they do a runaround there, and then they actually shove back quite a bit. Now there's a little bit of another runaround, but a good portion of at least the location that is FXI over here is actually real world. They shove quite a bit. through the entire like a location just to get those cars out there. And hey, I'm modeling the real world here, so you know, with our give and take, our little bit of a compression and a compromise and things like that. We'll stop over here. Ooh, now we can get this turnout done. And I think what we'll do is we'll shove all the way back here with the hoppers. We'll drop the hoppers off. We get enough room to drop those hoppers off. And then we can do drop off our 2 box cars in the FXI. I wish I'd had a different name. Like I said before, sometimes there's certain letters and things that I don't know. I'm mentally dyslexic, and FXI. It's not the easiest thing to roll off the tongue. So we'll keep going across the street here. Get rid of our hoppers, and then, yeah, this will work out. Like I said, it's always fun to try different things, and obviously I'm doing all, well, 4 facilities here. There's 4 facilities on this end. And I don't know if I'm going to do all 4 facilities all at the same time. Ooh, right there's good. Ooh, gotta get our end of the line, a little protection over there. Yep. Hold on. Sorry about that, dropping my skewer here. I was at least trying to stay out of the street right here. Alright, there we go. Now we can shove these guys. We'll pull forward again. And then we can shove them down the actual industry spur. Right there's good. While we're shoving over here, you know, it's always interesting. I really do enjoy reading some of the comments and stuff like that. And a lot of people point out good tips and stuff like that. When I did the last video where I was just doing the soldering there, and I was cleaning the paint off of the track at the solder points right here, right in between those 2 guys. I was using my Dremel with the little wire brush and stuff like that, and you know, sometimes it's like those small obvious things that you don't think of. Somebody said, well, why don't you just take a Q-tip with a little bit of, you know, paint thinner or something and wipe it off? Which is exactly what I ended up doing for all my other solder points. It's one of those silly things that you think you'd think of, but for whatever reason, I don't know why, I didn't think of it. I didn't think to take paint off with paint remover or solvent kind of thing. Alright, before we go up here, we're going to go ahead and switch that out. We're blocking our little street right here. We'll go ahead and pull forward. Anyway, I thought that was kind of funny. I was like, yeah, why the heck am I using a Dremel and messing up my ties and stuff like that? Why don't I just take a Q-tip and a little bit of solvent and take the paint off? Go figure. But anyway, it's kind of nice, like I said, to have the comments there. I do read them all, and it's just nice to see other people's, get other people's 2 cents right there. I'm just gonna make sure these guys are connected up. even if it's something silly like that, where you think you'd know. Sometimes it slips the mind. Alright, so this time we'll be using our runaround up here. Now, like I said, we have to do our little compression and give and take, and we got to switch things up and everything. But generally, the philosophy, I guess, or the idea and the general track layout, or at least the configuration, I don't know how to put it, is I guess fairly similar to what we have in the real world, right? There's actually 2 runarounds, and that's what we have. We got this one up here, and we got this one back there. Well, the industries back here are actually serviced way back over here in the real world. So you do your street running, before you get even to the bridge here, I can't remember if it's on this side of the bridge or this side of the bridge. I think it's on this side of the bridge. There's a little bit of a, branch line, whatever, industry spur that runs out that way, and, there's a runaround, and those are our industries that I'm going to be sort of simulating in the background there. Then it runs out, and there's the other runaround, and services these 2 industries. So the general philosophy of having 2 runarounds is sound to what the real world has, but obviously the configuration and everything is a little bit different. Excuse me. It's starting to get a little dry in here and hot, as usual. What time is it here? It's just about 11 o'clock, but I managed to keep it a little bit cooler here in the garage. Right there is good. But it is starting to get toasty. We hit 105 for like 10 minutes yesterday. This will look real nice once we get some scenery on there. I know. It's not at least it's not, we're not running around on plywood. I got a little bit of something here. All right, we'll go ahead and switch that back. And everybody gets all excited and they get their track down and they start running trains, and then 3 years later they're still running on a piece of plywood. I hate whatever you got to do, you got to do. But I always try to have something to help you guys visualize, what I'm visualizing in my head. Even if it's just a couple of boxes and some palm trees and a few pictures to help you along with the imagination. Now you can see how close we are to the edge here. Ooh, look at that. People freaking out. I think we're even like hanging over the edge. But hey, maybe I'll catch it on video. It'll be the first time the trains drop over there. Now there is a little bit of a slant to that track that'll be fixed once I ballast right there. We'll kind of prop the track up there to make sure it's level. That's just the way it worked out. And like I said in the last video, I'm the only one that runs over here, so I'm not too concerned with trains falling off. And I've said it in the past, when I'm sitting here running it by myself, I sit on a stool, and I'm like right here. This is kind of what I see when I'm operating without the camera in my hand. Alright, here we go. Let's grab these guys. I think we're good. Now we'll pull back, and then we can shove them all the way up to Westpac. Right there's good. I'm still debating about the, fascia turnout controls. Obviously the ones right up here, are right up here. I don't have to reach over any scenery or anything to get to them. Yeah, but I'm definitely leaning on at least, at a minimum, having them for the background turnouts. But then it's one of those sort of deals where it's like, well, if I'm doing the background, I might as well do the foreground too. Who knows? We'll see how it works out. Anyway, here we go. Shoving back here to drop off our hoppers. About half a car to go here. Yeah, right there is good. Get them disconnected over here, and then we can head on home. We're not doing any pickups, so it's just us. So there you go. We got our cars dropped off back there, and we're ready to head home. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed that operating session here. I'm going to go ahead and run out of the layout and bring the local back, and to keep the video a respectable length over here. We'll cut out over here. We're pretty much done with our work. There's our first drop-offs for the new section, and a little bit of a layout update and chit-chat and all that good stuff. Guys, have a good Friday. Have a good weekend. I'll see if I can get anything else done here for the weekend and post a video if I do. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next whatever kind of video I come up with. Have a good one.